Hello fellow commanders, this is Titus Valspar. Here again to continue talking about the units that we have available for use on the battlefield. And as aforementioned, today we're going to take a look at the tanks. Now you're probably starting to become a little more familiarized with the troops that I bring into battle here. I tend to stick with the All-Ranger front, or Majority Ranger front, as they provide a little more firepower in widespread numbers. I do still bring the Striker 6s into battle, mainly for their speed aspect, Tomahawks for a little more widespread heavy hitting damage. We'll cover those in a week to come. And tanks, because they all add a little bit of a different aspect to battle conduct on the battlefield. And here's where we're going to understand a little bit more why. So my tanks are at a level 7. Again, this is as strong as I can currently have them at the moment. And to be completely honest, my tanks over at my other base aren't nearly as strong as these ones are, as I've kind of steered away from using tanks over at my main base due to the strength which I'm able to harness from my Rangers. Regardless, they hit very hard, to say the least. They have 285 damage points and a significant amount of health, probably roughly a whole 1,000 extra hit points than what we saw from the Strikers. And due to these two, the heavy hitting component and the extra health, they are a little more expensive, and they do take a little more time to train. But something that's nice to do with the tanks is they're good to lead out with, as they have high damage and high hit points. They'll start to take some of the crossfire from defending turrets. Now, that's not nearly as effective when there are spider drones in play, especially if they're dropped down right next to spider drones. But other than that, they provide a good solid defense while providing some straightforward offense as well. So at this point, you know the drill. We'll jump we'll actually jump into the globe today, see if there's a base, which there is. It's a level 27 base over here in Belgium, Tommy Gun. Now this could be a little interesting because I'm at a level 25, he's at a level 27. So he has a little bit more of a defensive advantage here. However, and we're going to notice this right off the bat, everything is very, very closely stacked, which I personally do not approve of. I mean, I'll drop an A10 strike right here, and I'll take out everything, pretty much. I mean, I can expect that all of these structures here will go out or be very close to being taken care of, just from one single A10 strike. So that'll give me a lot of command points to move into the battle. He looks like he's got 4 rally flags, and at 3 of those he has some spider drones. So that's not entirely good news for my tanks, but so my strategy may or may not change a little bit. My guess is that they also cycle around his base, kind of give some circumference defense. So I may or may not alter when I drop my tanks in. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump in on this. Hope that we can pull through and get a nice clean victory. Now I know I mentioned I'm going to use an A10 strike here in a minute, and like I expected, his troops are all cycling around. I will use the A10 strike where I indicated, but I'm going to start off with my Hellfire over here. Hopefully take out his supply drops and that artillery, which I did. Always a good, nice little bonus there. Now we'll come down here with the A10 strike and see just how much damage we can do. So, as you can see, almost all of those structures were taken out. So we'll go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to drop this other A10 strike here, which I did some substantial damage to his artillery and his Patriot over there. And at this point, the Spider drones are running away from the north side here. So I'll drop my tanks in, followed by my Rangers and the Tomahawks, and we'll hold on for just a moment. So Spider drones over here have kind of picked it up, and because the Rangers are now taking the front, they don't attack the tanks directly. But as you can see, these tanks are dealing some heavy damage to the structures that they are encountering, one-shotting any spiders that are targeted. They just kind of overall provide some strong, heavy-hitting attacks there. So we'll drop in the strikers over here, see what happens. And as you can see, the Thel that he has there was targeting my tank, and it was able to hold on for a pretty good while there without taking a substantial amount of, well, it took a substantial amount of damage, but didn't die outright. So we'll go ahead and we'll actually clean up this one here, or try to. Now, the structures are mainly out of the way, and this was the danger of rushing into a battle with someone at a little bit of a higher level, is that I may not have enough strength, and don't think I will, to take out all of these structures. However, I have my Spider drones here, which I'll drop in, and in these last 30 seconds, it'll be a cakewalk, just as they jump around and take everything else out. But as you notice, the tanks in and of themselves took some pretty good damage, and definitely helped to counteract the defensive structures. So as a consequence of taking on a higher level base, I did lose just about everything. However, there was a metal count increase. I should be able to retrain with the fuel that I picked up there. And I mean, these other resources here, always a plus. So we'll go ahead and head back to the base, retrain. So probably not the best representation of my tanks as I would have liked to have given. Again, they get lost within all the Rangers that are there, but there were some aspects there where I think that you could catch on and kind of see just how effective they are on the battlefield. Again, I prefer them for their high hit points and the high dealing of damage that they do. So I've got a couple of things that I'm still trying to take care of, some stuff I want to take care of over at my other base. So I'll go ahead and sign off, let you get back to your day.
This is Titus Valspar signing off. Have a great day. See you next week.